What's good, people? This is your boy B Rye, and welcome back to another 3GTs, my weekly, bi weekly, bi monthly uh, gaming news. I just give you three of my gaming topics that's floating around the industry that I just want to talk about and want to discuss with you guys. So, hopefully, this will be a good one. Gonna be speaking a little bit quick through these because these are some long ones. They're kind of old. They're a few weeks old at this point, but you know, the mass majority don't really keep up with the gaming news, so it might still be new to some people that's watching. So let's get right into it with topic number one. Um, this is basically a big, massive NVIDIA leak. There was a big, massive leak of a bunch of video games that had not been announced and some that had. So let's get right into the story. The full list of all the leaks is on reddit.com, so make sure you check that out. NVIDIA has now acknowledged the leak as legitimate, but told WCCF Tech that titles were speculative and used only for internal tracking and testing. Inclusion on the list is neither confirmation or of an announcement of any game, as NVIDIA says. It's worth taking everything on the list as speculative until confirmed, but it's also clear that there are some real unannounced projects here. NVIDIA is basically this online gaming business where they have a bunch of games that are coming to their platforms for online or whatever, and this has just been like a huge leak of all the possible things that were coming to computer games, as well as games that could definitely be coming to some platforms, as far as like Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo. So let's get into a few of those leaks. This is gonna take a while, so I want to make sure we do it kind of quick. So Sony, they got Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Edition, which is interesting because that had just been announced. There's Helldivers 2. Never played Helldivers, so I don't have nothing much to say on that. Horizon Forbidden West, we already know that's coming out. Gran Turismo 7, we already knew that was coming. We knew that was just going to take a long ass time to come out. God of War, it just says God of War, so I'm not sure what to take to that. I think there was a commercial not too long. Well, I can't say it was a commercial, but it was a. I've seen a preview of like a remake of the old God of War, so I'm not sure if that could be it, but we'll see. Anyway, then there's Returnal. Like I said, this is all coming to PC, so these games are games that may have been out already but has not made it to PC yet. So Returnal, Demon Souls, Ratchet and Clank, no specific game, but we can definitely assume that it's the latest one. A Sackboy Big Adventure, Ghost of Tsunami. Coming from Microsoft, we got Gear 6. Of course, that is expected to come. I'm not sure why. I mean, why it wouldn't. Oxide, which is an unannounced title, have nothing to say much about that. Most of theirs are like with project code names, like video games normally do before the game is released. They'll give like it a code name. They got Project Holland, which is, according to Jez on Twitter, Jez Cordon, is suspected to be Fable. So Project Holland suspected to be a new Fable. That was part of the leak. We got Project Typhoon, which is suspected to be Contraband, as per Jez. Project Woodstock, which is he believes to be Forza, which would be a no-brainer as well, because these are Microsoft mainstays at this point, Xbox mainstays. Halo 5 Guardians, we know that's a thing. Avowed, never heard of it. Kalimba, never heard of it. Indus, never heard of it. Gravity, never heard of that either. But those are some Microsoft games. They go on Square Enix, Chrono Cross Remastered. This is where it gets interesting. I've never played the original Chrono Cross, and the game that came before that, wasn't Chrono. I can't remember the name of it. But I know y'all know the games, and I have not played those. I always heard good things about them, but they were slightly before I got into Square, so I never like went that to that franchise for some reason. Anyway, a remaster sounds cool. They got Final Fantasy Tactics remasters. If you may know me, you know that I love Final Fantasy Tactics. Um, I'm definitely a big fan of the that game, so I would love to see a remaster. That would be right up my alley. We got Final Fantasy VII Remake, which it doesn't say Remake 2, so we assume that it's like a version for the PC. We got a Final Fantasy IX Remake, which is something very new to us. Never heard of that coming about. But Final Fantasy IX Remake, I wouldn't be against it. I enjoyed Final Fantasy IX for what it was. Not one of my favorite Final Fantasies though. The fantastical part of it just didn't really just hit with me. They had some good characters though. That's what kind of carried the story. Final Fantasy 16, we all know that's coming. So that's no big surprise. The Tomb Raider Anniversary 2021. I'm guessing that would be like all the, I don't know. I guess they could put a big package of Tomb Raider together. They got so many Tomb Raider games they could choose from. So from there, they got the Kingdom Hearts 4. And that's when it gets kind of weird. Kingdom Hearts 3 just came out. It took a long ass time for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out. So Kingdom Hearts 4 are already to be like a thing. It's kind of interesting. Of course, they will probably do one. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3, so I didn't know how it ends. But from what I hear, it doesn't end. So Kingdom Hearts 4 definitely could be in the works. I wouldn't doubt it. Will we see that game anytime soon? Probably not. Then it goes on to Capcom. We got Resident Evil 4 remake. We've heard a lot of rumors about that, so that could definitely be a thing. That sounds pretty cool. Street Fighter 6, we know that it will eventually come. That's the next step because Street Fighter 5 is pretty much done now. So yeah, looking forward to that. They got Dragon's Dogma 2. I would be down for Dragon's Dogma 2. If you have not played Dragon's Dogma, you need to play Dragon's Dogma. I can't really describe what it is like, I guess. I'm trying to remember that other Dragons game. Anyway, it's like a big RPG, but the combat is what sells Dragon's Dogma. And if they elaborate on the combat, then that would be a great game, just in my opinion. So tell a great story and elaborate on the combat a little bit more, because it felt like it was ahead of its time when it first came out. Anyway, continuing, they got a Monster Hunter 6. I think that's too early for another Monster Hunter, but I don't know. Capcom throws out Monster Hunter games like chocolate, so you could definitely expect some Monster Hunter, more Monster Hunter coming in some form or fashion, but not so sure if it's gonna be a Monster Hunter 6 just yet. Anyway, we're going moving on to Take-Two Interactive. They have such properties as like GTA 3, Vice City, and the San Andreas remasters. That's still a rumor. So those games could still definitely be coming out. So this is apart from the other rumor that these games were going to come out. This leak kind of just intensifies those rumors. So yeah, those remasters, they're still being rumored to come out. BioShock 2022. So there's a new BioShock. Doesn't have an actual name. I'm down for more BioShock. I actually got the remasters for BioShock 1 and 2, and then I also got BioShock, the one where they're in the sky. I can't remember the name of it. But yeah, I got all the BioShocks basically. So I'm definitely going to try to play those on stream at some point. But yeah, so I'm definitely looking. I will be down for some more BioShock. Move on to EA. They're talking about a Mirror's Edge RTX remaster, whatever that means. But I think Mirror's Edge is done for. I don't think that's going to be coming. But I mean, if they want to, that's fine. Mirror's Edge does have a cult following. But I tried it, not much been a fan. So I'm pretty much done with Mirror's Edge. Titanfall 3. Now that's a big deal. I know some people who would love to see a Titanfall 3. Me, I would definitely enjoy Titanfall 3. Titanfall 2 was excellent, magnifique. and I never played Titanfall 1 because it was on Xbox only. But yeah, Titanfall 3 definitely that would be great. That seems like an obvious thing. They're the creators who also make Apex Legends, for those who don't know. So you can definitely see that they still have that passion for Titanfall, the Titanfall universe and the franchise, because they're constantly referencing it and bringing it back, bringing it up. So yeah, they're talking about a Titanfall 3. I would definitely be looking forward to that. I've heard that was a rumor before, so this kind of makes it feel like it could be even that more real. But like I say, take it with a grain of salt. We don't know the announcements until they be announced. Moving on, they got Bandai Namco with a Tekken 8, which is funny because we were under the assumption that Tekken 7 was the last Tekken. But Tekken makes so much money off of Tekken 7, why not go with a Tekken 8? You know, that's what business guys are going to be thinking. So, Tekken 8 it is. That sounds very plausible, or very likely, but, you know, we're just going to move on. We'll have to wait and see. Human Fall Flats 2 from Curve Digital. I never played Human Fall Flat, but it is very popular with streamers, so wouldn't be surprised if that comes. They got the developer Devolver Digital talking about the Talos Principle 2. Never played the first one, but I've seen it around, you know, around game stores and stuff, but never really just paid attention to it, you know. All right, then there's Crytek with Crysis 4. It's been a long time since we had a new Crysis. I could see that happening. Enjoyed Crysis for the graphical fidelity. Crysis is a very pretty game, pretty shooting game. It's kind of fun in spurts. Like, I don't know. It's not. I enjoyed it, but it's nothing that I'm gonna feel like I gotta commit to the franchise. You know, I've never been like, ooh, I want to play 1, 2, and 3. But you know, I just played. I think it was Crysis 2, and enjoyed it for what it was. But yeah, that's all for that. But Crysis 4 seems pretty interesting. Like I said, it hasn't came back in a while. That franchise, so another one would be nice, you know. Then they got Earth Defense Force 6 from D3 Publisher Inc. I've never really heard of. Well, I've heard of Earth Defense Force, but never played it, never seen it really in gameplay, so I can't really talk on that. Then we move on to Sega. They got Bayonetta 3. We just seen the trailer for that not too long ago. We'll get into that later on in the news. Got Judgment. That's just kind of interesting, I guess, for a PC version of the newest Judgment that came out, Lost Judgment. So that could be it. But all it says here is just Judgment. So we'll just take that as it is. Atlas. They got Catherine Full Body, which is interesting because I believe that is, yeah, I guess it's already out on systems, but it's not out on PC. Shin Megami Tensei 5, that is, of course, expected to come out anyway, so that's no big deal with that. Valve move on to Half-Life 2 Remastered. That's a big deal if they bring that out. I've never played any of the Half-Lives, but I hear they're very, very highly praised in the video game community. So, yeah, not surprised about that. Other games, you got XCOM 3. Guessing that's for PC, or no, or is that the newest one? I get lost with the XCOMs. I thought we was on 4, but we may be on 3. So yeah, XCOM 3 anyway. Injustice 3, that's an interesting one. They got the title Injustice 3 Gods Will Fall. So very particular with the name of that. But a new Injustice seems likely, right? But with the issues that NetherRealm has been going through, you know, their creators of the game, about being bought out or whatnot, there was rumors that wasn't going to be a thing, you know, just yet, because they wasn't so sure if they were going to get bought out, so they were going to stick with Mortal Kombat, a new Mortal Kombat. But that is also on the list, so, you know, we'll see about that. Destroy All Humans 3, I said, you know, Destroy All Humans has kind of made a resurgence lately, so I wouldn't be surprised. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 HD, which is interesting to say the least. I'm not sure if that is the remakes or is that just some ports, but they're talking about Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 coming back in some type of way, which could happen because, you know, Konami, they can't do anything else with Metal Gear Solid, let's be honest. So yeah, Metal Gear Solid, some way in form or fashion, coming back. Mario and Rabbids, they had announced the second one of those, so that is not surprising. The Death Stranding Director's Cut PC version, that is obvious, you know, obviously coming in the future. Sniper Elite 5, I haven't played the Sniper Elite games yet, but I do have one that I do want to try out, so, you know, not surprised if that could be a thing. Sniper Elite's game seems to do well. They're on 4 at this point, so another one wouldn't be surprising. City Skylines 2, one of those builder games, not surprised. Don't really have much more to say on that. You got Total War 9, never really played those games either, but that's not really a surprise, and I see those games all the time. Payday 3, that seems like a no-brainer. It's been a while since Payday 2. I didn't get to play Payday 2 when it came out, but I was always intrigued by what its premise is, so I would definitely hop into a Payday 3 if they were making a Payday 3. Hangar 13, some type of flight game, no idea. Fight for Middle Earth, some type of Lord of the Rings game, I'm guessing, no idea. Crash Team Racing, imagine it could be a fighting game for Lord of the Rings, right? You know, I love fighting games, so that's where my thought goes straight to when it says Fight for Middle Earth. That's just the name, the title. That's all we get. All right, then they got Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled on PC. No brainer. If I thought that would already been out on PCs because that game has been out for a while, but you know, who's to say? Of course, then I said the Mortal Kombat Next Gen, and then Mortal Kombat 12. So that's that, you know. Mortal Kombat 12. Anyone? You think that's gonna happen? Of course, it's bound to happen, but you know, it's just weird to think about that it could be coming a lot sooner than we think. Then it goes on to Moss, listed on Steam. You know, it's a PSVR exclusive so far, but they saying that it was timed exclusive, so it could be coming to PC. Not a bad idea, of course. More VR games on more systems, the better, in my opinion. Then they got games like Space Punks, never heard of it. Hitman Pro, not sure what that could be, but it's Hitman, so I'd be down for it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 Remastered, which sounds like a no-brainer because they did 1 and 2 already. Goat Simulator 2, people seem to love Goat Simulator, so why not? A Wreckfest sequel, never heard of it. Worms next. Worms game seems to be pretty popular, never played them. Titan Quest 2, heard of it, but never really got into it. Outcast, never heard of it. Viking by Criterion. I think I may have heard Viking, but I think that is an old game that I might be thinking about, but moving on. Metro next, that's like the last Metro, I believe, or is it the one that is coming? No, that was the last Metro, so yeah, not surprised that could be coming to PC. Stalker Android, Stalker Android, if that's what it's called, no idea. Moving on. As Dusk Falls and As Dusk Falls Season 2, never heard of it, but you know, it's Season 2, so you know, possibly. Anyway, Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers, which is a Switch exclusive, claimed to be. So a new Ultra Street Fighter, interesting. Ultra Street Fighter 2, I mean, very interesting. So the only thing I could see that they probably would add like a character or two to that, and you know, mess with the mechanics a little bit. No idea what that could be. Interesting to see what it is though. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, coming to PC. That seems like a no-brainer as well. So that is all for the NVIDIA leaks. Y'all please let me know, name the top 3 games that y'all heard from these leaks that you would really want to be a real thing. Just the top 3, and just leave them in the comments. Let me know. This is just all about leaks and news today, you know. Big leaks, big news announcements, and all that. All right, we're going to move on to topic 2 because that took a long time with topic 1. Topic 2, PlayStation Showcase Recap. what was shown, and we're gonna let you know that I got this via IGN.com. So what was shown at the PlayStation recap, we had Kids Amnesia Exhibition. It is a game celebrating Radiohead. Fans won't have to wait long as it will be released on PS5 in November 2021. We got Chia. It comes to PlayStation instead of Google Stadia. Game looked pretty cool. We got Alan Wake Remastered, and it brings the acclaimed game to PlayStation for the first time. We have our first look at the gameplay, and on October 5th, 2021, that's when it will be released. So a new Alan Wake Remastered coming very, very soon. I'm looking forward to it because I never got to play Alan Wake in the first place, but now that it's confirmed to be linked to Control, the other video game made by the same developers, I am excited to go back and play Alan Wake and then jump into Control because I haven't played that yet either, and then, you know, be caught up on all the lore and history of the world. I love to get into it. So that was announced. They got a free-to-play Vampire the Masquerade. The Blood Hunt is arriving on PS5 later this year. That was the announcement for that. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. They showed off both gameplay and gave a release date. The release date of March 25th, 2022. So players will be able to create their own hero in game that features a multi-class system that lets you mix and match 6 unique character skill trees, all with their own awesome abilities. There will also be a ton of customization options. And then they also got Ghostwire Tokyo. That game was shown off again. It introduces a fearsome new character in the video trailer. Make sure you watch that. Project Eve seems like a game is for Bayonetta fans to keep their eyes on, because the gameplay was very frantic and similar to like my Bayonetta game. Project Eve takes place in the near future, and to win back Earth, the player becomes Eve, the survivor of the paratrooper squad developed from the colony, who must fight through powerful enemies with new comrades. Make sure you check that out. There's Uncharted, the Legacy of Thieves collection. It brings the Uncharted to PC. This new remastered bundle will bring Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, and the underrated Uncharted Lost Legacy to PlayStation 5 as well as PC. I'm a big fan of Uncharted. Played them all, got them all. We'll be playing them all again for streams, but definitely a big fan of that. Coming to PC, always a great thing. It's going to look great. Gran Turismo finally gets a release date. It will be officially released on both PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4 on March 22nd, 2022. A lot of stuff coming out in March 2022. Moving on, they got Forspoken. They announced a new look at his game world, because it was not announced. It was already been announced, but they showed off a new trailer for it. Forspoken, which will arrive on PlayStation 5 in spring 2022. Forspoken looks real good. It's made by Square. It has this Final Fantasy feel to it with like magic and stuff, but it's just one character and it's like her story. I kind of like the idea, the premise of it so far. Definitely looking forward to it. Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy gets another trailer. Gets another trailer, another sassy new trailer ahead of launch, which comes out this year, October 28th. It's the release date, so not too far from now. Definitely looking forward to that game. I'll be getting it, pretty sure, enjoying it, playing it on stream and whatnot. Deathloop had a launch trailer revealed. Of course, Deathloop is out now already, but that was where its launch trailer was revealed for the September 14th release date. Grand Theft Auto 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online PS5 upgrade has been delayed to March 2022. So yeah, for more Grand Theft Auto 5, if you still are into that game, which plenty of people are, so I'm not knocking it. While it was originally set for November 11th, the PS5 upgrade was presumably the ones for Xbox Series and X and S as well, has been delayed to March 22. It was also announced that the standalone version of GTA Online will be available for all PS5 players with the PlayStation Plus for the first 3 months after launch. So they will get that just, off the rip. Then we move on to Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction. They showed more of that with a gameplay trailer. It reveals more of the spinoff. It will be released January 2020. So for all you Rainbow Six Extraction fans. This is the one where you're going against like a squad of like aliens or some stuff, like, right? So aliens are trying to kill y'all, and y'all are a group and killing aliens. So it's kind of like Left 4 Deadish. So, but with the Tom Clancy feel to it, that probably be fun. Probably be hard as hell. I'm down for it. So yeah, expect that January 22nd. I mean, January 2022. Anyway, moving on, they announced Spider-Man 2. This is where it gets big. They had it featuring Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and a certain symbiote, Venom. It was also confirmed that the Candyman's Tony Todd will be voicing Venom. So that is awesome. That is great. Looking forward to that. Of course, it's Spider-Man. I will be playing. I have to play those on the stream eventually at some point too. But yeah, probably when that game is closer to being announced. I mean, being released. Definitely looking forward to that. God of War Ragnarok had a new trailer. Looks awesome. It unveiled a new world for Kratos and his son. Unfortunately, there was no release date mentioned though. So we'll just have to wait for that. Of course, the game looks awesome. It looks just a little bit better than what the original 2018 God of War was, but I mean, you can't make perfection look even better than perfection, right? So of course it looks kind of similar, but I'm super hyped for it. I've always been a God of War fan, will always be a God of War fan, so no matter what they do, they seem like they can do no wrong to me. Let's go on. They announced a new Wolverine game. It gets a video game courtesy of Insomniac, the same people who made the Spider-Man games. So look forward to that. I'm definitely hyped off that. Like I said, I've been clamoring for more X-Men in video games. I'm just Wolverine, put him in there, damn it. Put him, make him have his own epic story. I'm down for it. More mutants, please. More mutants, please. Thank you. It says Insomniac's goal is not only to respect the DNA of what that makes a character so popular, but also look for opportunities to make it feel fresh and truly reflect the Insomniac spirit. It will also be the same universe as both past Insomniac Spider-Man games. So it will share a whole universe with Spider-Man that we already know, Miles Morales, Peter Parker, their whole story. It will still carry on with the Wolverine story, which is great. I'm looking forward to it, excited about it. One more announcement that they had, which is a big one. I'm just not a big Star Wars fan, but I will definitely be checking this out because this is one of the best Star Wars games that have ever came out, according to a lot of people. It was a PC game. So this is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. They're getting a remake. It is being remade. It will launch as a console exclusive. This new remake is being developed by not only industry veterans, but also some of the original team members of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. So y'all let me know. Those were all the announcements for the PlayStation Showcase that they had a few weeks back. And what are you most excited about in those announcements? Please leave down your ideas and your thoughts down in the comments about your thoughts on that showcase. If you got to see it, let me know also. I would like to know what you thought about the whole showcase in general. All right, and last up we got is topic number 3, and that is the Nintendo Direct on September of 2021. We're doing a recap of that. So what was shown, it is shown, we got this via IGN.com as well. So let's get right into it. What they had shown off, one game was Kirby and the Forgotten Land, and it is an adorable looking adventure, new adventure for Kirby, headed to the Switch. This is their 3D type Kirby game, you know, more of like Mario Galaxy and whatnot. So I believe this is the first time Kirby has had a game 3D, like real 3D. So it should be pretty interesting. It looks pretty cool. Not a big Kirby fan, never really played any real Kirby games. So you know, I don't have really much to say on it, but looks pretty cool. If I get a Switch, I'll be down to try it, definitely. So next up, they had the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack announced, which includes N64 and Sega Genesis games. Now you would think Nintendo would have had this stuff already out by now, but it isn't. It's just now coming out, and a lot of people are excited for it. You can play all these old Nintendo 64 games that was just stuck in limbo for the longest. So that's always good. And then Sega Genesis, they had some bangers too. Not as much as Nintendo. And I was a Sega kid growing up, but they still had their bangers. So let's move on from that. Not really much to gather from that, except if you're already a Switch person, there's more games on the store for you. Next, they got the Nintendo Switch Online members will soon be able to pre-order the Nintendo 64 and Sega Genesis controllers for the Switch, and that goes along with the last announcement of the expansion pack for the online. So cool, cool. I'm honestly not a big fan of the retro controllers. Like controllers have just gotten so much better over the years. I don't want to go back. So I mean, it's a cool nostalgia thing, but for me, nah, I'm not trying to go back to a Genesis controller, A and B, and they had a C too, right, on Genesis. Yeah, A, B, and C. Nah, no thanks. So let's move on to the next. A bit of news. Bayonetta 3 was shown off. They had some gameplay, actual gameplay, and it was given a 2022 release window. So that's awesome. Of course, I'm a big fan of Bayonetta. Never played 2 because I didn't have a Switch, but I know it's good. I know it's good. So I know Bayonetta 3 is going to be more of the same goodness. Probably not as high fidelity as you would expect a sequel to be because it is stuck on a Switch and it is a Switch exclusive. But maybe they'll make it timed. I don't know. I doubt it. Nintendo doesn't do timed exclusives. So I mean, that's just where that is. But excited for Bayonetta 3 nonetheless. When I get a Switch, that'll definitely be one of those games that I have to get. Alright, next up was Splatoon 3 gameplay. And the return of Mammalian's single-player campaign was revealed for Splatoon 3. So, never played Splatoon, don't really have an opinion on it, but people seem to like it. I probably would like it myself once I get to play it. So another Splatoon. They seem to be putting out these games pretty quick. Honestly, in my opinion, it seems like Splatoon 2 may have just came out like 2 years ago, but I could be very, very wrong about that. Yeah, so another Splatoon, pretty good, pretty cool, good new single player campaign, of course. Nice. All right, moving on, we got the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak expansion pack was announced for 2022 in the summer. So more Monster Hunter Rise. People love Monster Hunter. I haven't played Rise. Really haven't even played World yet. So I'm not the Monster Hunter guy to go to, but I was wanting to play World. I probably will eventually get into it, but people probably stopped playing that game by now, so probably wouldn't make no sense. But if y'all do play World, Monster Hunter World, let me know. If there's enough people that play it, I might jump into it. All right, moving on to next, we got Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Final DLC. Fighter will be revealed in early October, October 5th. As I can let you guys know now, it is already past October 5th. We've already seen the reveal, and the reveal of the new character is Sora from Kingdom Hearts. So yeah, that lets you know how old all this news is that I'm supposed to have been announced. But it's all good. It's all good. We just hanging out with the crew. We doing our thing. And we just letting this news come out for people who may not have heard it. If you heard it, it's all good. But if not, then this is for you to know. So yeah, Sora comes to Smash, and it was an awesome trailer, awesome reveal. So that's all there is for that. I'm sure people will be excited. When I get Smash, I would definitely be excited to play with Sora for a little bit. I don't know. I'm more excited to play with Cloud and Sephiroth, honestly. But Sora, he's up there too. Why not? All right, so moving on, we got Animal Crossing getting its own direct in October, and Brewster and the Roost are coming soon. Know nothing about Animal Crossing. Brewster and the Roost. No idea who that is. Who those people are. Those animals. All good. More Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing was the game that got people through the pandemic. A lot of people. So that's why it sold like crazy. And so more Animal Crossing. I'm sure people will be excited for that. Let's move on. All right, next we got Mario Party Superstar sees the return of Woody Woods, Yoshi's Tropical Island, and Horrorland, releasing on October 29th. So if y'all didn't know, Mario Party Superstars is a new Mario Party game with just a bunch of the old mini games, all within one collection. Great idea. Sounds like something I would like to get into. Sounds like a real fun time to really piss off your friends. So looking forward to that. Like I said, it comes out at the end of the month, so look forward to it. Next, we got Shigeru Miyamoto announces the cast and the release date of Super Mario Brothers movie. Now, y'all hold your horses. Now, I'm sure y'all have seen this throughout the internet that's been going around. But here's the cast that we got so far. Chris Pratt will be playing Mario. Anya Taylor-Joy will be playing Peach. Charlie Day will be playing Luigi. Jack Black will be playing Bowser. Keegan Michael Key, he'll be playing Toad. Seth Rogen and will be playing Donkey Kong. And Charles Martinet, who voices Mario in the games, will also appear in the movies and as well play a group of special characters, a couple of special characters. They didn't name who those characters were, but I don't know about y'all. I'm excited for this Mario movie, man. I mean, the casting aside, we don't know how good they're going to be as Mario, Luigi, and Peach and Nam. But I'm excited for it. That means they're going for humor. These people that they got on this cast screams out humor. So if they can make the Mario movie super funny and very enjoyable, kid friendly and all that, which of course Nintendo would definitely do, I'm down for it. I'm down to see it. I'm down to watch it. Then it's made by Illumination, I believe, the people who are great at making animated movies. So I'm down for it. I'm all in for it. No hate here. Let's get it. All right, so moving on to the next news. We got Star Wars: The Knights of the Old Republic will make its way to the Switch. This is not the remake. This is the original Knights of the Republic. So be looking forward to that coming and making its way to Switch in November, which is cool. This is just going to hold people off until the remake actually comes, which will probably be a few years from now. So, cool. That's all I got to say on that. Next, we got Castlevania Advanced Collection. It brings 4 classic games to the Switch. Today, the collection features Castlevania Circle of the Moon, Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow, and Castlevania Dracula X. I've never been a big Castlevania guy, honestly, so none of these games ring out anything to me. I may have heard of Harmony of Dissonance. That may be the only one I know of. Cool, Castlevania, people love Castlevania. Why not have a collection for them? What's his name? The publishers haven't did much with Castlevania in a long time, Konami. So, why not make a collection and make some money off that? I'm sure plenty of people will pick up this as a collection. If it's actually on PlayStation Store, I might check it out, like I said, I haven't played really any of the Castlevania, so it would be nice to just try it out. I played the Castlevania that came on PS3, the 3D God of War looking one. So that's about the only one I've really played. Anyway, these games will feature rewind, quick save, and button mapping features alongside a gallery with never seen before artwork. Alright, so next news we got ActRaiser Renaissance is a remastered version of SNES classic ActRaiser, and it's out today. So yeah, it's already been out. ActRaiser Renaissance, the remastered version of ActRaiser. Never played ActRaiser, know nothing about it, but I hear small groups of people are excited about it. Alright, moving on, we got Project Triangle Strategy. It's now called Triangle Strategy, and it will be released in March 2022. They showed a trailer off for it. An interesting RPG-like strategy game. So, cool. That's all I got to say on that. Moving on, Metroid Dread gets an extended story trailer. I believe Metroid Dread, at this point in time, as you're watching B-Ride right now, Metroid Dread is out now. So, if y'all are enjoying it, leave in the comments how good it is and how long you've been waiting for another Metroid. Yeah, I'm sure people are excited about that. Moving on next, we got Yoko Taro's card RPG Voice of Cards heads to Switch this October. They showed off a trailer for that. It's a card game, but it's an RPG, but it's all this sort of stuff. It's kind of cool looking, but if it's going to be an RPG, let it be an RPG. That's my opinion. I don't want it to be a card game. Anyway, moving on from that. Dying Light 2, Stay Human, Cloud version, and Dying Light Platinum Edition, the original Dying Light, coming to Nintendo Switch. So that's good news. Dying Light it seems like it's just going to be on everything. The first one was pretty good game, way better than what I was expecting. Definitely enjoyed it. So Dying Light 2 coming to Nintendo Switch via the cloud version would be pretty cool. Next we got Mario Golf. Super Rush gets new characters and courses. Mario Golf will be getting the new characters Koopa Troopa, my boy Koopa Troopa, and Ninja, the ninja little thing that throws little ninja stars and stuff, I guess. That came out in some of the later games, I want to say. I can't remember when Ninja first appeared. Anyway, new courses also will be coming to Mario Golf Super Rush, and it is out today. So yeah, it's been out. Moving on, Deltarune Chapter 2 makes its way to Switch later today, which is awesome. Those are the people who made Undertale. So looks like Deltarune is going to be like another chapter, of course, Chapter 2, in the Undertale series. Moving on from that, Chocobo GP brings a new Final Fantasy racing game coming to Switch in 2022. They showed off a trailer for that. Surprisingly, looks kind of fun. You know, they just have the characters. That's the thing, they gotta have the characters. Now, so far I've seen of course, Chocobo, because it's the Chocobo's game, so of course the Chocobo is gonna be playable in it. I've seen Vivi from Final Fantasy IX, the mage. So Vivi is a cool addition. They just need good Final Fantasy characters for the racing game. Like, I know this is gonna be lighthearted, kid-friendly type racing game, so they're gonna lean towards the more chibi looking characters, not more of the more realistic looking ones. And that's fine, but just make them good characters. Don't just bring well, I'm sure Moogle is going to be in it too, but we already know Moogle. We want more than just 25 Moogles, you know? Moving on. Disco Elysium. The final cut arrives on Switch October 12th, 2021. So be looking forward to that. That sounds pretty cool. Never really played it. That's all I got to say on that. Moving on, we got a new trailer shown off for Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity's new expansion pass content. So Hyrule Warriors still getting content. Always good news to see a game being constantly supported. Wasn't never really a big fan of the Warrior series, you know, the whole, you know, you're super powerful, get to beat up on millions of enemies who die in like 2 hits. Never been my thing, but I'm sure a lot of people are excited for that. Next, we got Disney Magical World 2 Enchanted Edition. It brings the magic of Disney to Switch. They showed off a trailer for that. Not my cup of tea. It gives off very hard Kingdom Hearts vibes, but without Sora. And it's not a story. I mean, it's not like a story to it. They mostly just go over all like seems like they go over a lot of the old Disney movies and whatnot. And I don't know, you sing along with them. I don't know. I don't know what the game is actually about, but definitely not my type of thing. Moving on, Shadowrun Trilogy brings 3 classic RPGs to Switch in 2022. These classics, which are cyberpunk meets fantasy games, include Shadowrun Returns, Shadowrun Dragonfall, Director's Cut, and Shadowrun Hong Kong Extended Edition. So cool. Never really played those games. Don't really know much about them, but they're coming to the Switch. Switch is definitely always keeping games for you to play. You can never be upset about not having enough games to play because Switch is constantly putting out games. Moving on, we got Rune Factory 5 and its farming and RPG action will arrive on the Switch in 2022. So, you know, Rune Factory 5. There's 4 other games that came before, obviously. Never heard of it, never seen it being played, but cool. Thumbs up. All right, moving on. We got the Arcade Archives Pac-Man and the Arcade Archives Z Devious adds more arcade classics to the Switch, and that is out today. And, I don't really have much to say on that. Pac-Man is Pac-Man. People are going to always be playing Pac-Man at some point. So Pac-Man will always sell. Fine. Wonderful. Those are all of the announcements that happened for Nintendo Direct. And that's all I have for you today. Let me know what announcements were you most excited for. Leave them down in the comments. Also, what rumors were you hoping the most to come into fruition? Leave that also down in the comments. I appreciate y'all for another episode of B-Rise 3 GTs, 3 gaming topics. That's the only title that I got for y'all right now, and we're just gonna stick with it and work with it. So until next time, love you guys. Peace out.
Take a look at what I'm playing here, man. This is game of the year, man. Listen to what I say in your ear, man. Cause I'm spitting game of the year, man. I could be playing something